In this video, I want to talk to you guys about the 10 main reasons that I see guys justifying their porn addiction. And so I recorded this training just for you to be able to help understand why you do what you do. You see, ultimately, porn is not your problem, but there's a reason why you still go back to it. And so I wanted to share with you the main reasons through a recent call that I had with guys who I coach. And I think this is going to be very beneficial for you to learn why you continue to justify porn and watch it. So let's talk a little bit on rationalizing porn. So let's just say you get in an argument with your friend or with your wife, and you're just like, oh no, he's wrong because, right? She's wrong because she's the one supposed to be taking out the trash. That's a woman's responsibility. It's always been like that for centuries. I don't care how it was done in her household, like in our household, right? So that was just a couple of things, my wife and I, right? Garbage and then vacuuming was a man's duties in her family. And then my mom did all that stuff in my house. So we had to go through that a little bit. But I rationalize it. I write it off because, and what it does is that in rationalizing begins with the mind. Okay. This is why I say we need to control our mind. Because what we do, there's a few ways we can rationalize porn, right? One of the ways is, and let's just let us write a list, okay? Let's start off writing a list. What are reasons or what are things guys say why it's okay to watch porn? Because as long as you justify it in the back of your mind, you're going to continue to consume it, right? It's just like what you're doing is, okay, so where does this come from and from a biblical perspective? Okay, where did this begin? Yeah, man. So literally, guys, we're just going back like all this stuff, right? So Genesis, right? 3, the fall. Guess what Adam says?
Same line.
Yeah, Adam, where are you? Oh, I'm hiding. Why are you hiding, Adam? Oh, because this woman you gave me. Lord, it's actually your fault.
Yeah.
It's not even me, it's you. Like you're the problem. You gave me this woman for my rib.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right? And what does Eve say?
Mhm.
Satan said it's going to be good for me. I'm going to be like God. It's going to make me know a lot of things, right? Rationalizing, justifying your actions. Look, man, it all comes from the Father, our Father, right? Adam, the first Adam. Luckily, there was a second Adam, okay? First Adam is Adam, right? The second Adam, who went into the heart of garden, is Jesus. And because of him, we can live in victory.
Amen.
But this is where it begins. So we want to work on our mindset of just like, we don't want to be people who, again, over here are victim mindset, right? Not ownership mindset, because that's actually what Adam did. He said, he pushed it off. But what are reasons why guys continue watching porn? Because if you believe this in your mind, because the mind, this is a belief. So all these that we're going to list, their beliefs. If you're going to continue in this belief, then you're going to continue acting. Okay, go ahead. Let's start writing the list.
I'll say like I'm a guy and I need this.
Yeah.
Like it's a need. It's like I have all this testosterone in me right now and I just need to release. That's one of my rationalizations. And
Yeah.
that like when I'm single and stuff, when you're
Mhm.
single, that's a
I
big one.
need this is what is it called? Normal
Outside.
physiology. Okay. All right. Who
Yeah.
who else?
Stress relief.
Yeah. So it's the best way to relieve stress.
I've used that the fact that porn is very addicting itself as an excuse to continue to watch porn.
Okay. So that it is addictive. All right.
Mine was my two, I guess. The first one is I'm not physically doing it with another girl, so I'm not causing somebody else to sin because they've already made the video or whatever. And then the last one is it's you like I'd watch like instructional and I'd be like, well, my wife will benefit from this because I'm picking up new tricks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better performance. Yeah. Right. No.
Okay. Right. So I think for me, it was kind of like all guys watch. And statistically, apparently 50% of pastors or whatever. By the way, when you guys hear those statistics, just to clarify, that is actually just a big Christian spectrum. It's pretty broad. It's
Yeah.
not Bible-based churches, it's just big picture. So I don't think the statistics are as high as they say they are. But all guys watch, and also like the people that I knew, like I didn't know people who had true victory.
Mm.
Like still everyone was like, even accountability partners were like, oh yeah, how you doing in this area? Oh, It's like, okay, I know what you mean. For me, also,
Yeah.
other thing was I didn't believe in this idea of one woman man,
Mm.
right? I don't know, like the Genesis 2, right? One man, one woman should become. I feel like somewhere in the back of my mind, I was just like, I am owed more. I need more. I'm owed more. Like, look at even Abraham. Look at the other patriarchs in the Old Testament. They had concubines and they had wives. So what else? What are some reasons?
When I was single, I remember that I did like saying like, oh, because I don't have a woman, I
Hmm.
can do this because I'm not married. But now that I'm married, I'm like, oh, because she's not in the mood.
Hmm. Gotcha.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Oh, here's another
like
one.
saying like because of that,
She's not in the mood, right?
she's not in the mood. So so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, that's these are all good, right? And these are all helpful. And so the thing is that what we need to do is we actually need to put because now I'm going to take all this here, right? And all these things, this is all a lie. Okay. These are all lies that we tell ourselves. It's that why it's okay. Now on this side, I'm just going to put truth and we're going to cross off each of these, right? You need this, it's normal physiology. One thing is that the Apostle Paul and Jesus, and you might say, well, that's crazy, right? Apostle Paul and Jesus, they were celibate and they need it. I'll tell you also this there's guys that I know personally in their 20s who are married, right? Who were watching porn, then they stopped, they haven't been watching it for years. You don't need it because the thing is that we have over sexualized our culture where we say that we can't live without this as if it's like something that is a huge necessity in our life. And we've actually bought into that lie. Because I'll tell you right now, if you go on like a missions trip for like 3 years to whichever country and you're super busy serving people and you're from morning to night doing ministry, trust me, you're not going to be over here walking around with a high libido. You know what I'm saying? Now, is there something to say about like guys who have wet dreams, etc.? Yeah, it's your body is rebalancing. But the idea is we need this. It's normal physiology, right? That goes against, right? The truth is one man, one woman. And in God's design, it wasn't supposed to be like that. Okay. I don't think God designed for us to sit around, look at images, or even just by ourselves. And the question is, can you masturbate without lusting? Right? Can you actually have an erection without lusting and thinking about someone in your heart? Matthew 5:27.
No, you
So
can.
best way to relieve stress. No, best way to relieve stress is to pray, is to go to God.
Man,
It's addictive. The reality is that we're dead to sin. We just bought into the lie as if like sin still has a hold on it. It doesn't affect others, right? This is what fuels sex trafficking. And pretty much what is happening, okay, is you're
contribute.
literally using other people's bodies for your personal gain. And what would we call that? I forget what the word is.
I mean, like prostitution almost.
Yeah, oppression, right? You're being
Yeah.
oppressive. You're saying your body doesn't mean anything. It only means something for my own personal pleasure. You're going to be better. You're going to be better in bed. That's a lie that we believe. And actually, an emotional connection with your spouse goes way further than doing that. We all know that when it says that the two shall become one flesh, the idea is you're one in your goals, you're one in your aspirations, you're one in kind of your vision and mission in life. When you have an emotional connection, right? That's way better. You have way better. This is why like people say as they age, their sex life gets better. And when I used to hear that when I was younger, I was like, what the flip? You guys are weirdos, right? And the reason why is because, guys, I bought into this lie of this over sexualized culture that sex, because from a young age I was watching porn, was between these two beautiful, perfectly shaped people, and it was just this physical act that didn't involve emotions. But sex is actually a very emotional act. When you go out on a date with your wife and you both dress up and you have a deep conversation, like it's an emotional act. It's actually worship. And most guys just boil it down to just a physical act of, just an ejaculation or an orgasm. All
Mm-hmm.
guys watch. Okay. And so what's the truth behind that combats that lie?
Everybody's always everybody's sinner.
Yeah. I mean, all guys watch, but the
Mhm.
truth is like God sets the standard. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, everybody's shooting up heroin. Okay. It's like Oh, sure, I guess we need to do that. Or everyone's a swinger and having orgies. Should you do that? No. But we do this, right, because it's hidden, right? For me personally, the one woman thing, the truth is that it's one man, one woman, okay? And that's God's design. She's not in the mood. What's the lie? What's the lie? The truth is that the truth is you need to serve your wife, okay? You bought into this lie. The lie is also that your pleasure is more important than the covenant, right? Than the covenant that you made with your wife. That's literally what you're saying. She's not in the mood. Well, my pleasure is more important than the covenant I made with her. So guys, these are all reasons why we rationalize, and we have to put down a biblical belief behind each one of these. And I want you to choose which ones, you know what I mean, stand out to you, and choose a couple of them, and then write down what is the negative belief, right, that you're going to combat against. So hopefully that was encouraging to you, and think about for yourself, like, what is the reason why I continue to watch pornography and rationalize it in my mind? And this was probably one of the most helpful things for me to understand my own heart. And these kind of videos I post now twice a week. And so if this was beneficial, like and subscribe and get the information out there. Let us be the men in this generation who are going to be the ones who are going to put porn to death and make an impact in this world and change lives for the glory of Christ.